Welcome to the last video in this section where we will be talking about using our filter gallery. So this is another option for us if we are trying to make a background image mainly. And you can use it, I guess I should have kept our graphic open maybe a little bit longer that we had created, but you can use it on graphics that you created. You could also use it on a graphic that already exists, and that's what we're going to do. So we do need to go to Google Classroom and grab down that E1 file. It's just kind of a random picture of like I honestly don't even know what you would call that, a fountain pool type thing, probably somewhere over in Europe. I have no idea. But here's our lovely graphic, and you can see that it is a layer that just has a photo on it. So if you moved it out of the way, um, it would you would see the white background underneath it. And so to open your filter gallery, where we go is to filter and then filter gallery. Now, a couple of things about this. If you click on filter gallery, which is what we're going to do right now, I just want to show you where this is. You're going to see over here quite a few different types of presets again that Photoshop has created. So if you open up in any one of these, you're going to see some of the different types of options that you have. So I'm going to choose, let's see, what does this one look like? I kind of like that one. I'm going to I accidentally zoomed in here, so I'm going to zoom back to 100%. I kind of like that one. I think it's called Paint Daubs. So with each one of the presets, you do have the option to change things like, and it just depends on the ones that you choose, but this one happens to have brush size, sharpness, and then the brush type. So you could change this and see what some of those look like. Oh, I don't like the sparkle. What does the light rough look like? Not bad. Wide blurry. I kind of like that one. And then, of course, you can change the brush size and see what happens when you do that. And you can change the sharpness and see what happens when you do that. So if you were to go ahead and click OK right now, what's going to happen is that filter is going to apply to your graphic. And now the thing I want to point out is that is no longer editable. So you really have to like it before you click OK. And so what that actually is called is it's called a destructive filter, which just when we say destructive, what that means is not that you're harming the image. It just means that you can't edit it anymore. So what I'm going to show you how to do is actually go back here to using my history panel. I'm going to go back to the open. And then instead, when we go up to filter, I want us to say convert for smart filters. And all it's going to say is that this is going to enable the re-editable smart filters on this layer. And we say, yes, that's what we want to do. So nothing really changes. If you caught it, your layer style or your layer changes just a tad bit over here. And in this little bottom right corner of your thumbnail, this little icon just symbolizes that now when we add a filter, we can edit it again. So let's go back to the filter and then to the filter gallery. And just for something different, I'm going to choose a different option. I'm going to do the splatter effect under brush strokes. And so here with this one, you can see I don't have the same options. I have a spray radius and a smoothness. So you can kind of see what happens when you adjust your spray radius. It just depends on how much you want that filter to come through. and then whether you want to adjust your smoothness or not. When you're happy with the way that looks, go ahead and click OK. And then notice how this changes over on your layer panel. So now you have this smart filter. Um, and all that is showing you is that it allows you to turn on and off your filter just like a normal layer style. And also, if you were not such a fan of it, if you wanted to edit it, you can just double click on that smart filter. It's going to take just a second here to pull that up. There we go. And then once it's pulled up, you can actually edit it. So maybe you didn't like the splatter, you want to try something else. So you go to the sketch option and click OK, and then that will change your smart filter. If you don't do that convert to smart filter, again, that's under filter and convert for smart filter. If you don't do that, the filter that you add to your background is not editable. You cannot change that at all. So it just depends on if you feel confident in your choices or not. If you do, feel free to go ahead and you can apply a filter right away. If not, I personally like to use the smart filters because oftentimes I will change my mind as I get going. I'll think, oh, maybe that's a little too distracting, so I want to change something. Again, most of the time, the places where you're going to use your filter gallery is on backgrounds, or sometimes you might use them to kind of tone down some of the other pictures on your graphic and then make, not apply a filter to maybe one of your cutouts or something, and then you'll have that really stand out while the other ones are kind of blurry and faded in the background. So that can be kind of a cool way to emphasize a certain photo. But that's how we use our filter gallery. So that is our last video for this unit. So you can go ahead and close this down. And then, no, you do not need to save. And then you can head over and check out your assignment for your Photoshop E.